is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPORR Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Keg Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Hey, Main Brew Guy here. Gonna go ahead and review ID number 49Y56K85Q. It is a mistake below the lake. Get going. Try to keep these short. Little hiss. Sitting in the fridge for about 3 days. Mistake below the lake. I'll leave the dregs behind. There it is. There's some cloudiness there, even though I left some of the dregs behind. But a gentle pour reveals just a little bit of carbonation there, and I've got a little bit of floaties in there, but not too bad. Okay, here we go in the aroma. Okay. I am getting like grapefruit, like pink, you know, the ruby red grapefruit and malt. I'm getting like a caramel kind of malty. Might even be a little diacetyl. Butterscotch, that's what it is. I'm getting butterscotch, caramel, and grapefruit. I'm not getting any alcohol, like nose on there at all. No off flavors, no off aromas. It is probably what it was intended to be. Kind of thing. Okay, going in for the flavor. It's like a grapefruit, it's like grapefruit juice. It has that grapefruit juice kind of bite to it. I guess it would be like if someone was to take grapefruit juice and put some brown sugar in it, but then remove the sweetness. Certainly all the rave. A lot of beers they're putting grapefruit in them in IPAs. It's thin. The mouthfeel is thin, and I suspect a lot of the beers are going to be thin because, I mean, they're 4.5% or less. Not a lot of carbonation. So my overall impression is the beer is very different. It's a nice, refreshing, good summer drinker. It has a caramel kind of, maybe even butterscotch a little bit, and tons of grapefruit. On the mouthfeel, you know, it's a little thin and just a little bitter, like a grapefruit would be. Thin is probably something, like I said, we're going to see a lot of, so I'm not going to really it's not going to take a hit for me on that. It has a nice kind of odd ruby red, but there's a little bit too much brown in it, so it's sort of it's got, you know, some lacing on the glass. It's definitely got something there. It might be too much of the grapefruit to make it actually hold a head. The carbonation's a little light, but it's not horrible. It's not overpowering on the carbonation. You know, if I was to improve the beer, I would possibly a little less grapefruit. Maybe added a little more citrusy hops at the Flame Out in the Whirlpool. And then possibly just up the carbonation a little bit. I'm going to enjoy this beer and continue to grade it. It's an interesting beer. Cheers.